The World Health Organization has been making some stunning revelations about COVID-19, a dreaded virus which has left the entire world reeling ever since its emergence late last year. Even as remdesivir has enjoyed worldwide popularity as a possible remedy to cure the COVID-19, the United Nations health body said that the much-touted medicine might not have desired effect on coronavirus. Coincidentally, Health Ministry back home has issued a directive to ease access to remdesivir in all medical outlets in Nepal. Good morning, I'm Sarah Sapsanama and these are the headlines of the hour. 21 more COVID-19 deaths reported to take the death tally to 715. Over 4,300 new cases takes the total number of cases past 126,000. The disgruntled faction in the ruling NCP initiate aggressive protests against the chairman and Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli, target end of Dashai to corner Premier Oli. In a stunning revelation, the WHO says the antiviral drug remdesivir has little or no effect on COVID-19. Ministry of Health in Nepal directs easy access to it from medical outlets. And defending champions Mumbai Indians reclaim top spot at the Indian Premier League with an 8-wicket win over Kolkata Knight Riders. 21 more COVID-19 deaths were reported in the past 24 hours, taking the COVID-19 death tally in the country to 715. 4,392 new cases of COVID-19 were confirmed, taking the total number of coronavirus cases to 126,137. Out of the newly infected, 2,402 were reported from the federal capital, as Kathmandu district alone confirmed 1,784 cases, Lalitpur 374 and Bhaktapur 244. 244. Meanwhile, 3,522 individuals registered full recovery in the past 24 hours, taking the national recovery tally to 88,040, while the recovery rate stands at 69.8%. According to the Health Ministry, there are over 37,000 active cases in the country, out of which 12,336 are in isolation centers, while 25,046 are in home isolation. The ministry informed that 77 patients are receiving treatment in ventilators, while 315 are in intensive cares. The disgruntled faction led by Executive Chairman Pushpa Kamal Dahal in the ruling Nepal Communist Party have initiated legwork for more aggressive protests against the chairman and Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli. The faction has charged Chairman Oli of remaining adamant with his unilateral ways, as indicated by his recent cabinet reshuffle. Executive Chairman Dahal and Senior Leader Madhav Kumar Nepal have decided to take stern decisions immediately after the Dashai festival.
The Dahal Nepal camp is all poised to formulate strategies that will compel Prime Minister and Chairman KP Sharma Oli to abide by the majority decision of the party. The disgruntled camp has been largely disappointed with Oli's unilateral ways that came to the fore again in the recent Karnali debacle and the cabinet restructuring. The extended standing committee meeting that ended last month had reached an agreement to take any decision on cabinet restructuring, border disputes and MCC agreement only through an understanding in the party. However, holding that the Prime Minister's modus operandi was a gross violation of the agreement, the disgruntled faction has decided to stem Oli's ways by calling standing and central committee meeting. The dispute in the ruling party started early April this year, with the Prime Minister introducing an ordinance on political parties, while within a span of 2 months, the party was on the verge of a split. Chairman Oli ultimately bowed down to the mounting pressure to resign from the dual position as he agreed to follow the party directives in the days ahead. The opposition faction has the understanding that Executive Chairman Dahal's last-minute soft stand has helped the Prime Minister to continue his hegemony in the party affairs.
The National Human Rights Commission has held 5 police officers involved in the infamous Bhaktapur encounter 2 years back guilty of gross violations of human rights. Concluding that the encounter was purely fake, the Commission has recommended action against the 5 police officers led by DSP Rugam Kunwar. The 4 others are Sub-Inspector Dipendra Chand, Prasanna Malla, Ranjit Lama and Assistant Sub-Inspector Rajan Khadka. Gopal Tamang of Sindhupalchok and Ajay Tamang of Nuwakot were killed in police firing after the duo had kidnapped and killed an 11-year-old child from Kathmandu's Kandaghari. The police at the time had reported that the duo were killed in police cross-firing. The commission in its report claims that the Tamang duo were killed while they were under control of security personnel. Meanwhile, the commission has refused to review its decision of holding security personnel as guilty in the case of killing of leader Kumar Podal, a member of Nitra Bikram Chand-led group. The killing of Podal had occurred last year in Sarlahi. The Prime Minister's office had sought a review in the case after the human rights watchdog had recommended action against the police officer, concluding that Podal was shot dead after he was taken under control. The Dasai festival has begun from today. Hindus observe the first day of the festival Ghatastapana by offering prayers and setting up a clay pot to sow barley seeds at home and temples. The Nepal Calendar Determination Committee has said the auspicious time to observe Ghatastapana is 11:46 a.m. today. The barley seeds planted on this day will produce sprouted seedlings to be used on the 10th day of Dasai while receiving tika from the elders. Ghatastapana will also be observed at Dasai Ghar at Hanuman Thoka at the auspicious time later today. Hindus also worship the many manifestations of Goddess Durga today onwards until the 9th day of the festival, the Navaratri. The tika is received from the hands of elders until Kojagrat Purnima, the day when the 15-day-long Dasai festival is concluded by worshipping and paying homage to Mahalakshmi, the goddess of wealth and prosperity. In our Public Voice segment, we had asked the local residents in Rukum what should be done to prevent violence against women. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
Public Voice.
सानैदेखि नै आफ्नो छोराछोरीलाई यौन दुर्व्यवहारको बारेमा यौन शिक्षाको बारेमा राम्रोसँग एउटा सिकाउन पाइयो भने चाहिँ पछि गएर यो कुराहरुमा कति हदसम्म चाहिँ कन्ट्रोल गर्न सकिन्छ।
उनीहरुमाथि भएको हिंसालाई हामीले समाजदेखि अदालत रूपमा लग्न सक्यो भनेपछि उनीहरुमा परेको जुन अत्याचार हुन्छ उसको त्यसमा उनीहरुले न्याय पाउँछ।
जति पनि घटनाहरु भएको छ आजसम्म त्यसमा राम्रोसँग छानबिन गरेको भए अहिले जुन घटना घटिरहेछ त्यो हुन्थेन कि।
जनचेतना अभिवृद्धि गर्नु पर्यो।
मान्छेहरु छन् जो महिलाप्रति गलत धारणा छ उनीहरुको सोच परिवर्तन गर्न महिलाहरु एकजुट हुनुपर्छ।
हामी जस्ता युवाहरुले आवाज उठाउनु पर्छ।
अपराधिक जुन मेन्टालिटी भएको मान्छेले पनि यो बुझोस् कि हाम्रो सरकार छ कानुन छ र कारबाही पक्का पनि हुन्छ।
पीडितहरु चाहिँ हैन एकदमै लुकेर भन्दा पनि खुल्याम अगाडि खुलेर आउन सकेका छैनन् तिनीहरु एकदम दबेर बसेका छन् के त्यस्तो हामीले जस्तै हामी सोसाइटीमा हामी सबै मान्छेहरुले मिलेर थाहा पायौं भने त्यस्तो कुराहरु हामीले उठाएर अगाडि बढाइदिन सक्यो भने झनै राम्रो हुन्छ।
Time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
The question is, what's your take on jurisdiction dispute between custom officials and Nepal police? Your options are A, lack of coordination, B, money matters, and C, feeble laws. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. And with that, it's time now for our Friday special segment, Media Watch.
Social crusader Dr. Govinda Kesi ended his 19th hunger strike earlier this week on Sunday, on the 28th day of his 19th round of fast unto death, which he had launched seeking reforms in medical education and health sector. Dr. Govinda Kesi and the government struck an 8-point agreement around midnight last Saturday. As per the deal, the Karnali Health Science Academy in Jumla will run MBBS curriculum from the coming academic session. The government has also agreed to set up a medical college in Geda, Karnali and start medical education within 3 years. The government has also expressed commitment to table the Unified Health Science Academy Bill in the upcoming winter session of the Parliament. The agreement also includes commitment from the government to launch free health services at Bayalpata Hospital in Acham, along with increasing tests through the PCR method and expanding the capacity for the treatment of COVID-19. Nepal has been re-elected as a member of the United Nations Human Rights Council in the elections held at UN headquarters in New York on Tuesday. Nepal was elected for the first time to the UNHRC in 2018. and its re-election means that it would continue to serve as a member till 2023. Nepal's permanent representative to the United Nations, Amrit Bahadur Rai, said Nepal's re-election proved international community's acknowledgement of Nepal's progressive journey on political and human rights front. However, less than 2 days since Nepal's election to the UNHRC, the National Human Rights Commission released a list of 286 individuals with alleged involvement in cases of serious human rights violation. The list included some 200 security officials and 65 leaders and cadres of the then CPN Maoists, among others. The commission has included the then Chief of Army Staff Pyarjang Thapa for incident of torture in Bhairavnath Battalion and former IGP of Nepal Police Kuber Singh Rana as human rights violators in its list. Rana has been named for his alleged involvement in the forced disappearance of individuals while he was the police chief in Dhanusha district. This is Sarah Sapsanama for Media Watch and Kantipur News Desk.
That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Have a great day ahead.